3 Stuart steam plants, boiler works, part 1. The two 501 boilers and the Stuart 504 are not in very good condition as they are badly corroded in places. The boiler battles are on the workbench in the main workshop and the cast parts are in the outer part of the workshop. They have had 2 coats of special heat-resistant paint followed by some good quality satin black paint for the final coat. As you can see, I used HMG paints satin black for the top coat and they're looking good. I know it looks like gloss paint, but that's because the paint is wet. When it dries, it will have a satin finish. Time to remove the fittings from the first of the boilers. My experienced eye tells me that this is not going to come out well. I can see an awful lot of limescale on the inside of the water gauge and around the fittings. These fittings have aluminium washers, which in my opinion are a big mistake. Stuart have always used them, and they probably still do. Aluminium, brass, gunmetal and copper don't really like each other. Add some water to the mix and you have a recipe for cathodic corrosion. Have a look at this copper washer around the steam tap. There's nothing left of it. It's just bits and pieces. What I'm concerned about is not the fittings, okay, because you can buy new fittings. They are very expensive, so I'm going to try and avoid that. I was quite surprised because the boilers did look okay, but once I started to remove the fittings, they are far from okay. The water gauge is almost full to the top with limescale. I have my plastic box at the ready to put all the parts in, starting with the steam tap. The only fitting on this boiler that wasn't really badly corroded was the safety valve, and that released easily. Although, as you can see, the aluminium washer is quite badly corroded, as is every one of these aluminium washers that have been in place for quite a long time. The top cap of the water gauge was very tight, so tight in fact I was concerned about shearing it off, but with a bit of persistence it finally came loose. With what was left of the aluminium washer, I'm going to repeatedly mention these aluminium washers because they are absolute rubbish. I mean, what's the point of a sealing washer if it comes off in your hand like this? You still get problems with limescale around copper washers, but the copper itself retains its integrity. I've never seen a boiler as full of limescale as this one is. Thankfully, the water gauge nuts came loose quite easily because the rubber washers holding the glass stop the contamination. This is the lower cap, which was really difficult to remove, and when I looked at it, I can see why. Most of the thread is made up of limescale, which has replaced the parent metal. I'm not going to even attempt to remove the glass. There's a simple way to get rid of it by using a hammer. Just smash it out of the way. But don't forget to pick the bits up off the bench. And I also recommend wearing eye protection for jobs like this. Once I broke the glass, water started to run everywhere. How long this has been in the boiler, I don't know. The only good thing about this boiler is the pressure gauge is intact, and if the banjo union comes away from the boiler successfully, then that will be a good thing. I'm using this special adjustable watchmaker's spanner to hold the body of the pressure gauge while I unscrew the union. Thankfully, the banjo union unscrewed from the boiler quite smoothly. As with all the other fittings, it does look like it's blocked with limescale. The bodies of the water gauge did not want to unscrew. As I didn't want to shear them off, I thought it would be a good idea to heat up the parts to try and loosen them first. I'm using my small Proxon blowtorch for this job. It is such a useful tool. It uses butane gas as a fuel and gives off a remarkable amount of heat for its size. I only applied a small amount of heat to the fittings, and once I'd done that, they came loose quite easily. Here I'm using a Barco spanner because it has very wide jaws. In recent videos my hands have looked very dirty, and it wasn't dirt, it was paint, but this is actually dirt. It's soot off the boiler. What looks like dirt on the front part of my hands and around my nails, as I've just mentioned, is not dirt, it is paint. So I can use the Barco spanner end on to the fitting. I'm using another spanner through the ring at the end of it. I'm pleased to say that none of the bushes so far have been damaged. I can't speak for the threads until I soak them in the acid bath to see how much of it is metal and how much of it is limescale. As I mentioned, this boiler is completely full of water, and I think it's worth mentioning that it's quite important not to leave water in a boiler over a long period. And that is what seems to have caused these problems. I'm wondering how bad the other boilers are going to be. I'll find out in a future episode. Once again, look at the corrosion of the aluminium washer. These will all be going in the bin, and I'm sure some of the fittings will go in the bin along with them. This is the check valve, and it's definitely not going to work because it's absolutely full of limescale. What I did next was to get an aerosol can cap and fill it with acid from the acid bath and drop all the parts one by one into this mixture. I'll leave them for a while, maybe like a couple of days, and see if the limescale has dissolved and have a look at the general state of the metal. All of the boiler fittings are now in the aerosol can cap. And now for the second corroded Stuart 501 boiler. The steam tap unscrewed okay, and it didn't seem to be quite as corroded as on the previous boiler. I've had enough of corrosion for today. That's it for this video. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.